Let's go here. Let's go and sleep bar. Get rid of this rain. Hey, Bondo. Yeah, doing fine, mate. Thank you. Hope you're well. You say it's a possibility. Well, you know, I'm not... How can I put this, MTA? You can pretty much make up anything you want and say it's a possibility.
Left turn ahead. Turn left.
I was late, Refrick, yeah. 3,000 euros. There goes the profit. An alien virus sent from Mars. On the ghost of Elvis.
Go straight on.
It's a possibility. No, but I mean, you have to be careful with stuff, you know. There are lots of possibilities, but you kind of have to look at facts and things. Well, what if we just make one up? What if we just say, hey, what if it was actually the Russians and they created a bioweapon and then they planted it in China to make it look like they did it? What about that? Conspiracy theorists, you know, because they want to bring down the Western world economy. I mean, how far do you want to take that? Where's the actual sleepy bit here? I'll do. It all makes sense now. That's it. Squirrel's right. It was the Russians all along. If you weren't late for jobs, your boss would give you a smartphone. Probably. You see, if I keep being late, I can blame it on not having a smartphone. Well, yeah, Donut, I wouldn't trust any numbers they publish, would you? Russia says it's only got 24 cases and it's cured them all. Okay. Like, I can't think of anything they've denied in the past. LPG. I like the trailer. Used plastics, bulldozer. So that one goes here, which would be nice to get. That one goes through there. That looks like quite a twisty section of road there as well. Coronavirus is not as bad as you think. Answer this seriously, Fours. If you was 80 years old, would you be saying the same thing? Or if you had asthma, would you be saying the same thing? Isn't the danger of corona dependence on your own personal age and health? Like any other flu. It's like me saying, oh, flu's not so bad. Like, oh, I have to go to bed for 3 days, get a flu, cough, you know, and then I'm okay again. But if you're elderly, that's just not the case. And the problem is, Fours, is that we all have loved ones, don't we? You know, grandmothers, grandparents, aunties, uncles, whatever. And if you come into contact with it and you pass it to them, you're going to lose a loved one. That's the real danger. And you might not even know you've got it, because it takes a while to show. I mean, they're saying in 2 weeks' time, you know, over 70s will be told to stay at home. That's how serious it is. So, you know, whilst, you know, if I got it, I'm sure I'd survive it, like all the flus I've survived before, but I'd rather not have it. I'd rather not get it. I'd rather not spread it. I'd rather do what I can to make sure that doesn't happen. Just by not being stupid, really. I think if you're reckless, you just help to spread things. That's what it comes down to.
Left turn ahead. Turn left.
Hey. Yeah, well, it's really interesting, Adel, because I'm pretty certain a couple of weeks ago they were saying they were more than prepared for this. That was the story back then. The BBC created the coronavirus to get back at the people complaining about subtitle typos on iPlayer. It's a legitimate reason. Grandmother spends all day on the phone anyway. Lol.
Left turn ahead. Turn left. You have reached your destination.
Yes, our hospitals are at overcapacity. But they were saying weeks ago, I remember it, they were saying we've got plans, we've got all the measures in place, we've got stockpiling stuff, blah, 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 blah. And now they're like, oh yeah, we want to delay it till summer, you know, just so we can cope. They've cut your girlfriend's uni year short so she can go to hospital and help out. We've got a white and pink trailer. This is a tricky pickup with all these bins here. It's not true, Alban. If you get it, you can get it again. Fours, I feel like you're venturing completely into the political side now, so let's just stop there. Yeah, it will tree, but then, you know, history is littered with things, is littered with shockwaves.
Turn right.
There's always things that sends shockwaves through the economy. You know, wars, 1932 crashes, like there's all kinds of stuff. You just can't see lectures. Yeah, because otherwise if one student has it, you're going to give it to everybody else. That's the whole point of trying to stop the spread, isn't it? Thank you for 25 months, Trucker Chris. Thank you very much. I'm currently playing vanilla map, Annie boy. It's been a while since I fired up the ETS2, so it wasn't up to date. I had to update all the Jazzy Cat stuff this afternoon. I didn't have time to mess about with pro mods.
Turn right.
I'm alright, pups, actually. I've never been to Romania, so I've no idea, Master King.
Right turn ahead.
Yeah, no way am I stopping on that track.
Turn right.
It's in the making, Mick. There's more stuff to do yet. It's nice actually having a normal trailer for once. Probably Alban, but it'll get reset tomorrow when I have to get up early. If I decide to visit Romania, I can give you a tour. We've also got Ceci. He's Romanian, isn't he? And the Train Sim fan. Lel. I don't think he's on Twitch very much anymore. Good morning. King Trilogy, is it Monday for you? What time is it now? 8:14. It must be like Monday morning for you. Yeah, Kyle, he'll probably rock up. In fact, we might see him soon with all this corona thing. He might suddenly come back to Twitch because he's sat at home. Yeah, he's only about that high, Train Sim fan. 1.87 centimeters. That was one of the funniest typos he ever made. That really was. Because, like, we were all laughing at it, and he was just sat there. No, it was a typo. I meant 187. Nope, you said you was 1.87 centimeters high. Oh, that was so funny. I can almost feel him raging behind the keyboard. $9.15 in New Zealand. Blimey. You think it was 1.89 from? Well, now, I don't know. Did we ever get a clip of it? I can't remember. You'll check. I'm curious, L. Phillips. How exactly are you going to check?
Keep right. Then take the exit right.
With a ruler.
Take the exit right.
Was that a highlight? If it was the highlights, it'll be there permanently. I don't remember creating a highlight, though. It was a long time, gents. I don't know how long ago it was. It was a while back. I don't know if we even had Discord back then. I mean, Discord is what, 2, 3 years old? I don't remember. How do we even say that name? Aguartifact. Thank you very much for subbing. Welcome. Yeah, Discord was out for a while. I mean, I think it was out about 6 to 8 months before I thought to myself, yeah, it's good enough now that we can move our stuff onto it. I think the point where I moved onto it was when we could control the subscribers, like when we could make sure that people couldn't just wander in. Yeah, of course we are, Glenn. Of course we are. Well, Skype was one nail in the coffin, for sure.
Roundabout, second exit.
Skype is just full of holes. Oh my god. What are you doing?
Take the exit.
I don't know, it's difficult, but when I'm in the rig, to have the corn and pepper on. I haven't used Skype for a long time. One of the worst things, like, is Windows 10. They bundle Skype in there, and it kind of activates itself, and you have to uninstall it. It's really irritating. Like, typical Microsoft.
Go straight on.
Not as bad as OneDrive plugins. Well, the thing is, like, OneDrive... If you have OneDrive enabled and it puts your documents in the cloud, the worst that can happen is you've got a backup of your stuff, right? With Skype enabled and then turned on in the background, the worst that can happen is your machine gets hacked. Because Skype is just full of holes. And people get their Skype accounts hacked and then they start messaging you with links and you click on the link and it downloads a virus. That was very popular back in the day. What can be annoying is if you put your documents in OneDrive, and then you've got games like Eurotruck that puts its stuff in documents.
Take the exit.
You end up with these like massive profiles in Eurotruck that then get uploaded onto your OneDrive as a backup, which is good and bad. Yep, you could get DDoS with Skype. I remember back in the early days of streaming, there were people who were getting DDoSed because their Skype account had been compromised, and they find their IP address and then DDoS them. And yet, I literally remember streamers starting their stream and then get DDoSed. They'd turn it off, they'd start the stream and get DDoSed, and it just went on and on and on. And they had to get their IP address changed at the their internet provider. That was the only way to fix it, and it was all via Skype. Thank you, Finn. So Whiteland's been working on a Stormworks thing. He's been working on it for like a week. He's trying to build this. Oh, am I not allowed to say Whiteland? Oh, come on. Ooh. Okay, Whiteland's boring, I can't tell you. No, I can't tell you now. It's Secret Squirrel. I know you're intrigued. Has he built a giant tree? Lol, no. Whisper it. No, it's not ready, Wind. I was going to give him a taster of what it was.
Keep right, then take the exit right. Take the exit right.
When you tease it, you have to make it good. So what you're saying, Wyland, is you don't want me to say anything in case you can't get it to work. That's what you're actually saying. Well, let's turn that on its head, Wyland. If I tease people with it, you'll have to make it work. You need a massive rework. No, you don't. Why? Why do you... Are you going to create 2.0, Wyland?
Left turn ahead. Turn left.
You can't be a 7.0. You've not had a fully working version yet. You can only ever get to 1.0 when it works, Wyland. You can't be on 7. You might be on 0.7. You can't be at 7. I already teased you, yeah. I kinda did. He's on pre-alpha. I would say it was alpha at the moment. Early access, that's what it is. Whiteland's early access stonework mod. You're welcome, Dudinsky. Are you sure we had it, Connor? Did we actually have a clip of it? You can use a search box, can't you, Connor? Maybe look for 1.87 or train sim or something. It might be in the title. Three months, JAJ, thank you very much. It was early access right now, it doesn't even work anymore. I've gone backward to make it better. Okay. They said that about Crossrail. You think it was around 2017? I can't remember. It was whenever Train Sim Fan was actively in chat, and that's got to be at least 2 years ago. I did a bet with him for Euro 2016. Wait, what was that, Connor? What was the bet? No, Jens. None. No, the amazing thing, Referic, about the Train Sim Fan, and he probably doesn't even realise this. The thing about the Train Sim Fan is when he first joined the channel, he was a massive troll. Massive troll. I had mods. My mods were banging on the door to ban him. They wanted to ban him. Like, come on. He's a massive troll. Let's just ban him. Get rid of him. I was convinced that we could work it, and the transformation came when we started to time him out. So we'd time him out for like a minute, and then he'd get timed out for like 10 minutes, and then he'd get timed out for like an hour, and he hated that. He hated it so much. And when he could talk again, he was like, ah! But it calmed him down. And then he learned to follow the rules, and then he was fine. Yeah, we literally had to train him. And so now, he's actually in...
Turn right.
He's actually in the moderator handbook. He's like an example. He's an example of how, you know, not every troll that comes to the door, you just ban them. Like, it's better to try and give them time to, you know, because they've come from... You may have a troll come through the door that is never going to stay here. You know, you can see it fairly early. Once you're an experienced mod, you know, you get a sixth sense about people. You're like, yep, they're not going to last long, and sure enough, they don't. But there's quite a lot of people that come in chat that maybe come from different streams, different streamers, different communities, and they're not used to anything like this. And they come here, what do you mean I can't swear, you know? They start off with that kind of thing. But then they gradually get to like the place, they gradually get to like the stream, and then their behavior changes. And being around different kinds of people changes them. And then they become a good member of the community. And that's when you've won. That's when you really win as a moderator. Is if you can make that happen. Or even as a community or as a streamer, if you can make that happen, you've basically just made a person into a better person that can get on with people. And that's a real victory, I think. Connor! Hang on, one sec. You think it was the Eurobet 2016 Train Sim Fan said that if Germany wins the Euro 2016, the Squirrel will give you a sub if you don't win Train Sim Fan? Oh, yeah. I remember that. Well, when he was in the Farm Sim server, Madmake, he was, yeah, like you say, he was a bit of hard work. Like, he was the one who always left the equipment dumped in the ditch. He was the one that would be told to do something and then just went over to that field and then did something else. He was the one that would just mysteriously rock up behind me on stream in a vehicle driving past. You know, like when somebody's filming in public and there's that one person that keeps walking past going, Hi, Mom. Like, he was that person. He was the one that didn't want to take part in any of the farm sims until the last one when he thought that it was going to be the race. Remember the farm sim racing we used to do at the end of a map? He used to try and work out when the race was going to be, because he didn't want to do the farming, but he wanted to do the fun race one. So he'd try and time it so he'd sign up for that. And so we would counter troll him. We would change the session that we would do the race because we knew he wanted to be in that one. So we would counter it, and he'd be like, "Whoa, I thought this was going to be the race tonight." No. It was hilarious what we used to get up to. Mr. Referick, thank you for gifting him a sub. Simon D, thank you for 67 months. Larkus, thank you for 2 months. What map are you playing, D. Clark? I think I answered that one, just the default. But yeah, all of this stuff goes on in the background. Yeah, I mean, Custard, it's easy to put the rose-tinted spectacles on and look back and just say, it was all brilliant, it was amazing, but there was also, you know, there's a lot of hard work going on every single week from the team. Like, they were putting in a lot of hours, and I think, you know, I could see it was wearing them down. That was one aspect. Another thing was the game just, you know, started on 17 and then 19 came out, and there was a lot of expectations for the multiplayer to be working. And then the maps were all broken, so the map modders stopped making maps, which meant we didn't have as many maps that we used to have on 17, so the variety wasn't there. And there were just lots of things that just started to build up, so in the end it was like, okay, I'm just going to stop doing this now. Trainsim fan, you were just given a sub by Referick. When? 2 minutes ago. I'm amazed that we started to talk about you and then you suddenly turned up. I find that more than slightly curious, Train Simfen. Almost feels like it can't be an accident. It's as if... It's almost as if, I don't know, either somebody in chat knows you and messaged you, or somebody in chat actually owns that account. That's what it feels like. And then suddenly logged into it.
Turn left.
I think the latter. Let me put it this way, I refuse to believe that you've not been in chat for so long, and then all of a sudden, I talk about you and you turn up. That's not a coincidence. So the question is, which person in chat owns that account? Nah, Thomas. There's no way he was lurking. No way. Well, someone gave him a sub, he got a message on the channel. Don't think so, referee. Thank you, Armin. What questions could you ask that only we and the train sim fan would know? Well, the real train sim fan, if you put a picture of a train in front of him, he would tell you exactly what it was.
Go straight on.
Boeing, how on earth am I typing all that in? Via Siri, lol. What, train sim fan? You never would know. Maybe the train sim fan is Mr. Squirrel. Well, she must know a lot about Romania then. You're gonna go an emergency in 1 hour and 15 minutes, blimey. Oh, the Powerline spotter guy, he was the best, Whiteland. The guy who genuinely loved Powerline. Genuinely loved Powerlines and the design of them in different countries. Like, of all the nerdy things to do, that's pretty high up on the nerdy list. It's a great line in the bar though, isn't it? You know, when you start getting talking to that girl and she's like, oh, so what kind of things are you into? And you're like, well, I love power lines. Yeah, I gotta go to different countries and spot power lines because I find the designs really... Oh, you've gone. I mean, that is... Yeah. That's even higher than a train sim spotter. Like a train spotter. Jeremy Corbyn has drain covers as a hobby. Does he? I've never heard this before.
Go round the roundabout, first exit.
What? Are you sure you've not been trolled? Where have you read that? Sounds like something James May would do. Oh, you read it on Wikipedia? Oh, it's definitely correct then. Does it say next to it, with the little number, citation needed? In other words, somebody wrote that, but somebody actually needs to prove it. Referic, thank you for gifting a sub to Referiku. The Telegraph, Jeremy Corbyn, my zany love for drain covers and trains doesn't hurt anyone. Wait, what? Drain covers and trains? What?
Right turn ahead.
As if the two things are somehow related.
Turn right.
That's amazing. Honestly, I don't quite understand the drain cover thing. It's basically a cover for a hole where water goes down.
Keep left.
What is there to like about that?
Turn left.
That's properly weird. You caught up on train sim news after like months of not following it. Armstrong Power's doing the good old stuff again. I thought you was into aircraft now. I thought you'd given up on the train thing. Whoa, that tram! Did you see that tram? That was like a Tesla tram. I just bolted out of there.
Left turn ahead.
I'm gonna get fined for being late again.
Turn left. Then keep left.
He's taking the shortcut, look. Inside racing line.
Keep left. Then turn left.
You think the world has gone a little mad? My girlfriend just came back from the supermarket and told me there's no milk, bread, vegetables, chocolate, tea bags, toilet roll, hand sanitizer, or dog food. Wait, are you actually surprised? This has been going on for days. People panic buying stuff.
Keep left. Then turn left. Turn left.
You watch what'll happen next, because there's like nothing on the supermarket shelves. There'll be people waiting outside of supermarkets at like 5 AM for deliveries now. And as soon as it comes off the trailer, like people it won't even get to the shelf. There'll be somebody stood there ready to take it off the assistant. It's just gonna get like that now.
You have reached your destination.
People are stealing stuff, yeah. That kind of looting is bang out of order. Get fined again? No? No fine? It's the herd mentality, Jimmy. Once they hear that some people are buying stuff, they all start buying it. The SAS has suspended operations, what do you mean? Well, I took it to mean right. No, not obviously at all. Airline industries are getting absolutely hammered, and they will for months. It's the same mentality that you get now in these kind of... You remember the Black Friday sales? And the January sales? It's that exact mentality. It's people scrambling to get things that they just don't need. But because somebody else is getting them and like, oh, I must have it as well.
Keep right, then turn right. Turn right.
I wonder if they'll ever implement motorbikes in the game properly so they're lean.
Turn left.
How do we get into this place?
You have reached your destination.
At this rate, it'll be Boeing gone. I don't think Boeing will be gone, but yeah, they'll probably get propped up. Did I click? Did I misclick that? I'm guessing I did. Wait a second, wait a second. Oh, I didn't misclick it, it's there. I was going mad then. You've just deleted Twitter and Facebook on your phone, you're done with fake news reporting.
Right turn ahead.
Blue ribbons? I swore I had a blue ribbon not long ago. They're definitely still around.
Left turn ahead. Turn left.
You've panic bought a new PC case and some Twitch shorts. You did your weekly shopping yesterday in Germany. They had everything except toilet paper. It's a joke though, but I'm not going to say it. I don't know, still gaming. I mean, I don't know who started the whole toilet paper buying thing, but I remember it happening. I remember hearing about it about 5 or 6 days ago. I don't know why it was the first thing. You see, I would have thought, I don't know, if you hear about the coronavirus for the first time, I would have thought their instinct would have been Lemsip, paracetamol, cleaning products. How did toilet paper get to be number one? I don't get it. Why was that top of the list? Am I missing something?
Take the exit.
Yeah, but, I mean, okay, let's look at it logically, Train Symphon. If you get the flu, if you get a fever, you need paracetamol, right? To bring your temperature down. If you don't have it, you're going to suffer even more. So paracetamol, and something you can't make. Like, you at home can't manufacture paracetamol. If you run out of toilet paper, there are options that you can, you know, crude options, but there are options. So why did paracetamol not just sell out? Or Lemsip or Beecham's or whatever? Paracetamol's incredibly cheap. Well, yeah, but they limit the numbers you can buy. Maybe that's the reason it didn't sell out in the first place, because you're actually limited to how many you can buy at once.
Roundabout, second exit. Take the exit.
You've seen people getting bottled water in case the mains got shut off. Why would the mains water supply be shut off? If somebody shut off the mains water supply, you're gonna kill, like, old people, young people. It's just nuts. Nobody's gonna do that. As you understand it from Aussie News, a man reported symptoms of COVID-19 has accidentally added diarrhea. Oh my god. That would be amazing if that's true. So what? Misinformation is what caused it.
Keep left.
Have you ever known your water supply be infected with flu virus? I don't think I have.
Turn left.
Like, they use chemical agents to clean the water.
Keep left.
What? Vehicle inspection? It's just toilet roll, mate. That's all it is. $27 tons of toilet roll. And some Class A drugs, but don't worry about those. I'm 2 rolls overweight. Yeah, you're hoarding toilet rolls. No, I'm transporting. No, you're hoarding them. I'm taking them to the supermarket. You're hoarding toilet rolls. Maximum of 2 per person. You can't come in. Yeah, I should have got the Cushell trailer mod. Yeah, if you go on Amazon, like, you can tell what's in demand. Because if you go to Amazon and it basically says it's out of stock or the next delivery is in April, you know that's an item that you're not going to find at the supermarket either. Ram Gaming, thank 53. V-Days are now out of stock on Amazon. Wow. Just wow. I mean, that, I don't know. That's just, that is overreacting. That's just insane. Maybe the Japanese toilets are going to become very popular now. Excuse me. I wonder if Mrs. Squirrel will want a gold-plated heated toilet seat with washing function toilet. Mr. Bledsoe, thank you for 2 years. Wet wipes. Shh, don't tell anyone. They'll start selling out wet wipes if you mention that. Wet wipes are out of stock where you are, trucker guy. Rip. They're running out of baby wipes and nappies are being rationed. You see, that's not good, like... People with young children have got a real problem though. See that, Armin? And you have a good week. Thank you, PB.
Go straight on.
Why do you children have a problem? Well, because they're running out of things like wet wipes and nappies are being controlled. So, yeah. Your baby's not going to stop pooing, is it, Boeing?
Go straight on.
That came in last year, Transy fan. They made rain more realistic last year, about summer, I think.
Go straight on.
Whoa! Did you actually see that? And the police car in front of me completely ignored it. That was amazing. That wasn't even like, wow. I mean, the AI can be a bit funny, but that's just nuts. I wonder if I've got my rain settings on. Jens, you did have me wondering then. I was looking at my screen thinking, what was that for? Scumbag. Yeah, there'll be a setup tour video when it's all done. Well, there'll be more than one actually. There'll be like a room video and a couple on the rig. Go into the details. What's my opinion on Jimmy Broadbent? You mean the racer? Sim racer guy, YouTuber. Yeah, I'd like to meet him. I'd like to meet him. He's like a really nice guy. He's no Punterino. Yeah, I saw his video where he was at, was it Snetterton he went to? I can't remember. Where he spun out in the rain and he felt a bit bad about it. I was at Brands Hatch, yeah. Yeah, down the home straight on Brands. That was it. And he put the brake on and locked and he just spun it in the middle of the track. Didn't cause any damage, but it definitely damaged his ego. Yeah, and a radical. I mean, I've rode an aerial Atom and they're not even the supercharged one, and they are stupid. A radical's pretty similar. They weigh nothing. Except with an Atom, you don't have the downforce of a radical, so when you go around corners, you're kind of sliding it, where a radical just has crazy downforce. So you can take corners faster than you think you should be able to. But, like, you know, the radical back end goes out pretty quick. I know that from my racing. In real life, that'd be terrifying. Yeah, that was the video where he had just a matted out car and something like my reality has become true or something. That's a shame, L. Phillips.
Go round the roundabout, third exit. Take the exit.
You had two sim events today, one featuring Max Verstappen and the other one with Lando. Yeah, I watched Lando's videos as well. Like that sim he got at home. That was pretty good. I bet that's super expensive. Like that sim rig he got though. Some guys come and custom install it. I bet that's like 20 grand. Wait, what, L. Phillips? 57 seconds? Refresh your page, man. Good night, Everest. Oh yeah, of course he can afford it. Like Lando, yeah, he can afford that. And then he had he gave his mate Carlos Sainz a call, who already has one. And he said, if you come round and help me set up iRacing, I'll get the pizza for you. as if As if Carlos Sainz needs pizza. Like you could just make a call and get pizza delivered, but no, I'll go around. You can't believe this game is still a thing, why? Oh god, what's this? Am I guessing Bus World when it comes out? I don't know. I mean, the amount of bus sims we've had in the last few years, I'm still waiting for a good one. I wasn't far off then, Mad Mate, was I? With 20 grand. Who was the host? Thank you very much for whoever that host or raid was from. Who is it from, guys? Oh, well, I think I know. Rob Jensen. I was going to say, it's going to be Robo Rob. Thank you, Rob Jensen. Thank you, mate. Welcome. What have you been playing? Let me guess, Train Sim. I've been playing Train Sim. Oh, I need to get past these guys before the switchback. See, it was a dashed white line when it went past, Governor. See? Safe. Honest, Mad Mick, I wouldn't want one. The idea of the schedule for the coming week. At this moment in time, no. I was supposed to be going to a couple of things this week, but if this corona thing carries on, that might get cancelled. We'll see. Triple now, I'll show you. There you go. That's what I see. Yes, indeed, Rob. Absolutely. Now I can actually got to the point where I can enjoy it.
Go round the roundabout, second exit. Take the exit.
You have 2 days off work and need something to do, oh, Phillips. Learn something new. I think so, Jens. I think I'm still trying to take the inside line.
Keep right.
This is the G model from Eugene. Eugene's mod. Spicy Ranger.
Go straight on.
You reckon, Luke? You want Baz teaching you German?
Keep right. Then take Take the exit
I would
right.
say 9. Sledge AU, thank you for the bits.
Take the exit right.
Appreciate the support, sir. Yes, Dreamscapes. That's what it is.
Keep right. Then take the exit right. Take the exit right. Turn right.
Baz. Baz, you should know better than to say things like that in a Twitch chat, mate. Twitch can be very sensitive about stuff like that. Even when you're joking. Mr. Rubku, thank you for 25 months. Over 2 years, thank you, sir. Epna.fr. Transport and logistics.
Right turn ahead.
You're still lagging 5 months behind him.
Turn right.
Well, you're not going to get that back unless he stops for 5 months.
Left turn ahead.
Listen, if you put the TV on, Corona. If you put the radio on, Corona. You go to
Turn
BBC
left.
News, Corona.
You have reached your destination.
Like a glove. Well, let's hope not to kill her, eh? Didn't lose a gate. That was perfectly timed. That was like a beautiful pit entry. I didn't overshoot, thank you. There was glovage. And no penalty. Oh yeah.
Welcome to the Nut House.
Anonymous gift to Corona. Welcome, Corona. We're so glad to have you here. Is it still safe in Russia? So Putin says anyway. Right. That's it. For another Sunday. And I shall see you all in a few days' time. It's been a very interesting weekend, has it not? Mr. Kawoda.
That's it, man. Game over, man.
3.5 years. Thank you very much. Captain Flint. Yep, end of the weekend. I shall be back in a few days. You're welcome, Coast Pilot. Guys, just want to say a massive thank you to all the mods this weekend. They've been amazing this weekend, especially all day Saturday. Modding the whole stream on Saturday, 12 hours. Some of those guys stayed up to 2 AM. Just totally epic of them, so thank you for that. Then you got Mr. Watchtower today, who dropped 200 subscribers as gifts. Yesterday, Harm dropping 100, plus countless others. Unbelievable. Just amazing support. I should be back in a few days. It is time for another cup of tea, Moorcroft. It is, thank you. I'll be back in a few days, guys. Tomorrow, I've got to get up early and drive over to the Zeus HQ and spend a couple of days building and filming my brand new rig. So, on late Tuesday, hopefully, I should have a brand new rig here. Which would be nice. And then Wednesday, I've got to set it up. So that'd be good. Another busy week. Another busy week. But I'll be back. I think maybe Thursday. I can't remember now.
Oh, yeah.
I shall let you know the schedule when I've worked it all out. Matty, thank you for the bits. There's only going to be half a dozen of us at the build, so don't worry about it. I'm not streaming it. It will be filmed and you'll be able to watch a video. So that'll be good. Anyway, listen guys, have a fantastic week. Whatever you're doing. Make sure you stay safe. Wash your hands and all that. Yeah, about 2 meters. About 2 meters, nightmare. Yeah, I'm going to wear a hazmat suit, absolutely. Okay, right, I'm out of here, guys. So have a great few days, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take it easy, guys. Love you all. Good night.